This is Dr. Naveen from Sa- Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Rajanmonte. So today I am starting the topic called customer services, customer defined services. So today, how to define a customer? Because today almost all in various industrial sector, the competition is there, competitive level is there. So, in order to obtain a good expectation from the customer, how the industries are imposing its services. So, today's agenda is the meaning of customer defined services and process of developing customer defined services. So, I told you. So, what is the concept of customer defined services is the customer service standards are a company's rules or guidelines that inform and shape the customer's relationship with the business at every step throughout the customer experience. Companies adopt these standards to empower customer service employees to resolve complaints, problems, and questions as quickly and satisfactorily as possible for both the customers and the company. So, in this meaning, we determines what is the company rules and regulations and guidelines. I told you earlier also, any service industry you take, any banking industries or the insurance industries or tourism industries, the main priority should be given to the customers. What is their expectation, at what level we are reaching their target? So therefore, with keeping this intention, the companies will maintain certain rules and guidelines that inform and shape the customer relationship, because today customer relationship is a very important for any industries. Why? Because today's customers, they are very extraordinary compared to earlier, because earlier the industries, they are acting as a monopoly. For example, if you take any industries, for a ITA, Indian telephone industries, one example I am giving, because earlier you need to order any telephone connections to the houses, we need to wait for 3 to 4 years. But today it is not like that. Today if you order, immediately we will get a phone. So that is the due to the globalization and all, the company have became, they are showing their competitiveness in the market. So therefore, that is one of the main, we will call as an empowerment of a customer. So any industries if you take, their main goal or main vision is to reach their expectation and is to reach their target. So that is the definition of the customer defined services. And also we can, especially in the service industry, if you became, once you have given their expectation the services, the customers will become a loyal to the product. Okay, there are n number of examples is there. For example, if you take a, a laptops today, the n number of companies are offering different schemes, different configurations and all. So most of the people, they will opt the Lenovo or Dell or HP. So why? Because the modulations will be different compared to other companies, and the services also quite different. So therefore, once the product have given their whatever their expectation, the product have given and satisfy the customers means, so then the customers will be a loyal. For example, if you see in the rural side in the India, so almost all the people, they will go for loyalty on basis of the loyalty. So therefore, the loyalty will play a significant role in, especially in the customer defined services. So now, next concept, I will go for process of developing customer defined standards. See, what are the process of customer defined standards? I have given a few points. Identify existing or define desired service encounter sequence, translate customer expectation into behavior and actions, select behaviors and action for standards, decide whether hard or soft standards are appropriate, develop feedback mechanism for measurement to standards, establish measures and target level, track measures against standards, periodically update target levels and measure. So these are all certain parameters, certain process which I have given for customer defined services. The first one, we need to identify existing services, existing or desired services. So that is the first and primary stage of developing a customer defined services standard. We need to identify. How to identify? First, we need to always keep in our mind that what is the strength and weakness to encounter, because certain customers having their strength and weakness also. See, few customers, for example, if you take a tourism industry, in a service industry, because in the time of occasion, festival occasions and all, so always they will keep in their mind that pricing strategies, because there are n number of tourism companies are there with providing services, rendering services with different prices. So today customer will opt the price also, the reasonable price, and also quality oriented also. So therefore, in the case of any occasion, any festival occasion, so the always the customer will consider these two important elements. One is identify existing or desired services. Second one, identify existing or desired services. They need to establish a relationship. They need to establish a good relationship between customers. So, in order to establish a good relationship with the customer, that to providing these services, we have to render a good services. So consistently, the customer will become a loyal to that company. Next, we will go for the second process, translate customer expectation into behavior. So, in this process, I have given abstract customers' requirements and expectation must be translated into concentrate specific behaviors, because any company, if you take, the behaviors plays very important role. Either manufacturing company or service sector company, the customer's behavior we need to encash or we need to encounter. So how to encounter the customer's behavior? For example, certain customers are smoothly we can handle, they are associated and we can smoothly we can handle with them, but certain customers are so aggressive. So in the aggressive nature, how we are going to manage, how we are going to tackle their behavior? So it's based on company's recruitment, how they will recruit the staffs. It's based on company's recruitment, they will manage the aggressiveness of the customers. Okay, so therefore, second point I have given, research techniques for eliciting behaviors and actions include in-depth interviews, focus group interviews. Certain companies, in order to obtain the customer expectation on behavior, they will conduct in-depth interviews. For example, if you go for any interviews, there will be industries and the students interviews will be there in quite of selections of the company recruitment process. So in that, always the company will look, the student should be more, while looking itself, it should be more extraordinary, it should be more excellent, and effectiveness should be there from the students. So this criteria should be fulfilled by the student, then only the company will recruit that person. Okay, so in this also, in this behavior also, the industries will always focus on these three criterias. One is excellency, or is skills, is knowledge. So all these criteria the industries will observe. So next, behaviors are translated into specific service standards so that employees will understand what they are being asked to deliver. So that's what any industry, I told you in the beginning introduction part, any industries always recognize what the service has been delivered to the customers. Okay, so therefore these are all the certain points under customer expectation into behavior and actions. So now select behaviors and actions for standards. The standards are based on behaviors and actions that are very important to customers. The standards cover performances, that need to be improved or maintained. The standards cover behaviors and action employees can improve. The standards are accepted by employees. The standards are predictive rather than reactive. The standards are challenging but realistic. See, for example, if you give the explanation for this point, we need to consider, for example, KSRTC. So our Karnataka State Transportation Corporation, so which is operating very delivering good services to the customers. It's got its own recognition in entire India because almost all frequently we are winning the good service from the government of India and from the central government. Our KSRTC is always winning a prizes from the transport department of India. So therefore, how to maintain a standards? See, for example, in any KSRTC, the standards of services is based on the price. For example, if you take the KSRTC Airavata, the standards, the quality of service standards is quite more compared to the general services providing by the least price. So therefore, uh, the standards always one of the important characteristics in service industry. So that's what I have given the KSRTC the best example. In if you take the same when we come to the BMTC and all local buses, the prices will also be less, but the service providers like conductors or drivers, they will behave very rudely aggressively to the customers because they have not maintained such standards. So that's why any industries, if they maintain the standards, will play a pivotal role in order to obtain a good uh, services to the customers. So in order to maintain a good standards to the customers. So next one, decide whether hard or soft standards are appropriate. In these steps involves deciding whether hard or soft standards should be used to capture the behavior and action. Unless the hard standards adequately capture the expected behavior and action, it is not customer defined. Right first time strategy, there is a high degree of correlation positive correlation between hard and soft standards. The following figures shows the linkage between speed of complaint handling and satisfaction. So in this hard or soft standards means hard or soft standards which can be measurable or immeasurable standards. So here, the service standards can be measurable. Means, for example, if an industry I've given once I've delivered a product to the customers, so immediately they will get a contact of the customers. They will develop a relationship between the customers. Why? Because today industries, if they deliver the products, the criteria is they frequently calling the customers. They are asking if there any problems in the product, or if there any if you found any mistakes in the product, if there any default is there, defective is there. So like that the company usually calling the customers and developing the relationship between the customers. Means hard and soft standards which is measurable and which is immeasurable. Okay, so therefore today almost all the service industries, their main concept is to reach the customers expectations. So therefore that's what the hard or soft standards will make certain instrument that will make measures or immeasurable. Example I told you, in order to reach the customer we should develop a relationship. Okay, so next point, we will go for develop a feedback mechanism. Today, a feedback mechanism is one of the important constants that almost all the service industries are using. So, what is a feedback mechanism? For example, you will go to the five-star hotels. So their delivering of services, delivering of food, is so uniqueness will be there in delivering of services and food. But the taste, when we compare to in the local hotels or you compare to five-star hotels, the quality of the taste will be the similarity is there, but there is no difference. But the only difference is the rendering these services. Okay, rendering the services, and there will be a good accommodations have been provided in the five-star hotels. Luxurious furnitures will be there. The quality of services will be more compared to the local hotels and all. So today, if any industries they have to conduct any annual general meetings or board meetings and all, they will select the five-star hotels because the amenities, whatever the amenities have been provided by the five-star hotels, so immediately there will be certain feedback mechanism will be there in order in providing services or in the food delivery. The feedback mechanism will be there. So the management is able to analyze, is able to make an examination of any any departments, either suppliers if you take, either food if you take, any departments, they will measure on basis of the feedback. So therefore this feedback mechanism whichever the service industries are maintaining, so they will be their future, they are planning for future. If they are not maintaining means there is a lack of vision will be, lack of visions and mission will be there. So that's what any service industries they have to be focused, they have to deliver good services means in future the company still existence will be there. If they are not delivering, if they don't have that such facility, they don't have feedback mechanism means the company will face uncertainties and risks in future. So next we will go for the next aspects, which is measures and target level. We need to establish measures and target levels. Why? Because target levels, especially in the service industries, in almost all service industries they will maintain. For example, if you take insurance, so insurance, ICICI prudential example I am giving you. So every month there will be a target will be there for employee. So this much insurance policies you have to deliver to the customers. Okay, you have to encash the customers. They will give certain target to the each employees. So for each employee they will give target and they will take the work, they will take the effective work from the employees. So if in case of insurance industries or in case of banks also, okay, providing loans and all, they need to reach the target. So the loans is a income for a banking institution. So all the banks also they should provide loans facilities. So frequently the bank are calling for customers, they are calling customers for credit cards or personal loans. The reason is in order to improve their incomes, in order to improve their incomes or profit. So they are frequently calling the customers and they are offering different schemes also, different income also. There are certain privileges they will offer. Okay, so why? The reason is we need to establish a target level. Okay, we need to establish a target level. So next process is again track measures against standards. See, in this process report has to be prepared to have a track on practical measures against standards set by the company. So here we need to maintain a report. What is the report? I previously I explained you that any service industry they will maintain a report. Why? Because in order to develop the relationship of the customers, so the report has to be maintained. Okay, so we don't know in the future also the customer will also mouth spread advertisements, because if you offer a good product to him with mouth advertisement itself, he can it the information will spread to certain people, then immediately the customers will increase to your company. So that's what the report has to be prepared to have a track on practical measures. Today if you take any branded companies, with that advertisement they have not become a recognizable product or recognizable company. They have become recognized because of providing a quality oriented services, quality oriented products. They have reached their expectation. So that's why today many companies, many reputed companies have reached, have created a landmark in the industrial level. The reason is they have maintained the track measures, they have maintained established relationship. Next we will go for the periodically update target levels and measures. So in this periodically update target levels and measures. The final stage involves revising the target level measures, because usually in the industry, service industry, we need to review the target measures. We need to review, for example, if you see the advocates and all, they'll always keep on calling the customers. We don't know, to every day certain sort of disputes will be there. Every day the lawyers, they maintain a relationship with the clients and all. They use frequently calling the clients. Why? Because that is periodically update the target levels and measures. Why? Because we don't know any customers, any disputes will be there. So if any disputes means, that will be income to the advocates. So therefore the the, the final stage involves, we need to revise, we need to review the target level measures and their requirement. So this is the today's topic. Thank you all of you. This is the today's topic. So I'm going to wind up the class, because in this we have already, I told you, the customer defined services, which is more important for all these service industry today, because n number of competition will be there among different service industries, n number of competition. So therefore all the, if the industries have adequately have concentrate or focus on this, definitely the company will improve. They will improve in profit, and also they will reach the target of the customers, of the customer expectation. So once again, thank you all the viewers. We will see you in the next topic, in the next class. Thank you once again.